Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Coco Crochet. Today I'm going to show you how to make a flat pumpkin heel clip for Halloween. This is what they look like when it's finished. To start, we need the following material: 4 plain orange yarn for the main part of the pumpkin and the green yarn for the stem part on top. Scissors, crochet hook, I'm using 2.5mm, the yarn needle to hide the ends. To make the crochet piece into a heel clip, we also need the felt fabric and heel clip, the hot glue gun to stick the crochet piece to the fabric, and the stitch marker. This is my favorite to avoid making mistakes while you're working on a project. Now start on the orange yarn, wrap the yarn around the little and index finger, hold it in between the thumb and middle finger. With your crochet hook, yarn over, forming a loop, and then yarn over again, pull it through. Gently pull the loose end tight, and then we can start by making 6 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go back and have a look. We have now formed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chain stitches. Then we're going to find the second last chain, insert the hook in, and making a single. It just formed a stitch on top, and it's the first stitch on this round. We can put the marker on it. And then keep going, make 4 singles in total into the next stitch, making a single, that's 2, into the next stitch, making the 3rd single, and into the next stitch, the 4th single. Now we're coming back to the last chain stitch. This time we'll be making 3 singles into the same stitch, and it will become the corner part of this pumpkin shape. So into the next stitch, 1, into the same spot, 2, and then into the same place, making the 3rd single, and it brings us around the corner to the other side. Now we'll do 3 singles on the other side. So going to the next stitch, 1, into the next stitch, 2, into the next stitch, 3. Now we're coming to the last stitch. We're going to make 2 singles into the same stitch. So insert into the last stitch, 1, into the same place, 2. Now we're going to connect the end with the start by making a slip stitch. Insert into the first stitch of this round where the marker is. Yarn over, pull it all the way through, and then chain 1. These 2 stitches are just for connecting and won't be counted in the stitches we'll be working on. Now we can start on the second round. Insert into the first stitch of the last round where the marker is, making a single. And this single created the first stitch on the second round. We can move the marker through both loops on this first stitch for the second round. And then we'll keep going into the same place, making the second single. Then moving on, 3 singles into the next 3 stitches, 1, into the next stitch, 2, into the next stitch, 3. Now we're coming to the corner part. We'll be making 2 singles into every stitch. So into the next stitch, 1, into the same place, 2, move into the next stitch, 1, and then into the same spot, 2, repeat again into the next stitch, 1, into the same spot, 2. Now we're coming to the other side. We'll be making 3 singles into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now finish the corner part with the 2 singles into every stitch combination. 1 into the same spot, 2, and then repeat again into the next stitch, 1, and then into the same spot, 2. Now we'll connect to the start with a slip stitch, so insert into the first stitch where the marker is. Yarn over, pull it all the way through, and then chain 1. Now we can start on the 3rd round, making a single. Insert into the first stitch where the marker is, and making a single. This single formed the first stitch. On the 3rd round, we can move the marker into the first stitch, and then keep going, 2 singles into the next stitch. So move to the next stitch, 1 single, and then into the same spot, 2 single. Then moving on, 3 singles into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Now we're coming to the corner part again. We'll be doing 1 single and 2 singles combination into the next stitch, 1, into the next stitch, 1, and then into the same spot, making the 2nd single, and then repeat into the next stitch, 1 single, into the next stitch, 2 singles, 1, into the same spot, 2. Repeat again, 1 single, and then into the next stitch, 2 singles, 1, and then into the same spot, 2. Now we're coming to the other side, making 3 singles into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Now finish the corner part with the 1 single and 2 singles combination. So into the next stitch, 1, into the next stitch, making 2 singles, 1, and then into the same spot, 2nd single. Repeat again, 1 single, and then 2 singles into the next stitch, 1, and then into the same spot, 2. Now we'll connect to the start with a slip stitch. So insert into the first stitch where the marker is, pull it all the way through, and then chain 1. Now we can start on the 4th round. We'll be making 2 singles into the same stitch. So insert into the first stitch of the last round where the marker is, making a single, and we'll put the marker onto the first stitch on this 4th round, and then keep going into the same spot, making the 2nd single, and then moving on, 2 singles into the next 2 stitch, 1, into the next stitch, 2, and now making 3 singles into the next 3 stitch, 1, 2, 3. Now coming to the corner part, doing the 2 singles and 2 single combination. So into the next stitch, making 2 singles, 1, into the same spot, 2, and then into the next stitch, 1, into the next stitch, 2. That's 1 combo. Repeat. 2 singles into the same stitch, 1, insert into the same spot, 2, and then moving on, next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2. Repeat again, 2 stitches into the next stitch, 1, and then into the same spot, 2, and then into the next stitch, 1, into the next stitch, 2. The corner part is finished. Now making 3 singles into the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3. Now finish the corner part with the 2 singles and 2 single combination, so 1, and then into the same spot, making the second single, moving on, next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2. Repeat again, 2 singles, 1, into the same spot, making the second single, and then into the next stitch, 1, into the last stitch, 2. Now connect to the start with the slip stitch. So insert into the first stitch where the marker is, pull it all the way through, and then chain 1. Now we can start on the 5th round. We'll be making a single first, so insert into the first stitch where the marker is, making a single, put the marker onto the first stitch on this 5th round, and then keep going into the next stitch, 2, into the next stitch, 3, and then 2 singles into the next stitch, so 1, and then into the same spot, 2. Moving on, making 3 singles into the next 3 stitches, so into the next stitch, 1, into the next stitch, 2, into the next stitch, 3, and then coming to the corner part, doing the 3 single and 2 single combination, 1, into the next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, and then 2 singles into the next stitch, 1, into the same spot, 2, repeat, next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, and then into the next stitch, 2 singles, 1, into the same spot, 2, repeat again, 3 singles, 1, into the next stitch, 2, into the next stitch, 3, and then 2 singles into the same spot, 1, insert in again, 2. Now coming to the other side, 3 singles into the next 3 stitches, into the next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3. Now finish the corner part with the combination again, next stitch, 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, and then 2 singles into the same spot, 1, insert into the same spot, 2, repeat, 3 singles, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 singles into the last stitch, 1, into the same spot, 2. Now this round is finished. We can cut the yarn off and pull it all the way through. Then we're going to connect to the start with a seamless finish. So insert into the first stitch of this round, remove the marker, insert through both loops from the back to the front, and then pull the yarn from the front to the back. Then insert the hook through the back loop of the last stitch, and again pull the yarn from the front to the back. In this way, we just created a loop to connect the end to the start. This is what it looks like now with the ends at the back. Now we'll work on the stem part with the green yarn. Wrap the green yarn on the left hand and then add the pumpkin piece on top. Find a stitch on the right side close to the center. Insert the hook through both loops. Yarn over, pull it through, and then chain 1. This is to connect the yarn to the crochet piece, and then move to the next stitch, making a single, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Find the second last chain, insert the hook in, making a single, and then keep going into the next chain, a single, that's 2, and then into the next chain, a single, that's 3, and then go into the same stitch where we started the single, making a slip stitch, pull it through, and then go into the next stitch, making a slip stitch, pull it all the way through. Now we can cut the yarn off and pull it all the way through, and it's now finished. If you want to make a pair of the heel clip, you can make another one with the same pattern. Now we just got to hide all the ends, so insert the yarn into the yarn needle, find any stitches at the back, and guide the yarn through those stitches. Same with the other ends. After you finish, cut the excess yarn off. And there you go, the crochet pumpkin is finished. Now I'll show you how to finish the project by adding the emotions to the pumpkin's face and adding it to the heel clip. One way is to just use the felt fabric. The other way is to sew the nose and the mouth on. So you can cut out the shape of the eyes using the black fabric. I've already cut out these semicircles. Same with the mouth, you can cut out any shape from the fabric to use as the mouth. And if you want to sew the nose and the mouth, we need about 50 centimeters black yarn. Thread the yarn in the needle, and then we'll find the round in the center. There are 5 holes in the center. We'll insert the needle through the 3rd hole. From the back to the front, pull it through until there is a little end left at the back. Now insert in on top of the roll, pull it through, and this would be the nose. Then we'll go under the 2nd row from the center. Insert into a hole on the right side. Pull it through. And then move into the next stitch. And then keep going, zigzag up, diagonally on top of the row, pull it through. And then zigzag down, diagonally on bottom of the row, insert it in and pull it through. And then keep going up and down the row to sew the zigzagged mouth. After you finish sewing the mouth, we can just cut the yarn off and tie the 2 ends at the back a few times, because the back will be glued onto the fabric, so the leftover yarn won't be seen. Now we'll use the felt fabric, measure out a shape that's slightly smaller than the crocheted pumpkin piece. I've already measured it out. So cut it out, and then we'll fold the fabric in half, measure out where the heel clip will be inserted in, cut a small open there, same with the other one, and then insert the heel clip in and clip it in. Then we'll apply the hot glue onto the fabric and glue the eyes on. Now add the crochet piece to the fabric, apply the hot glue, stick the crochet piece to the fabric. Same with the other one if you're making a pair or if you're making a bunch of them. If you choose to just use the fabric for the pumpkin's face, you can just glue those eyes and mouth on. And there you go, a cute and easy pumpkin heel clip for Halloween. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumb up and subscribe to my channel for more crochet tutorials and DIY projects. Thanks for watching. This is Coco Crochet. See you soon in the next video. Bye bye.